How long have you had these droids? Let me see your identification.
You don't need to see his identification.
We don't need to see his identification.
These aren't the droids you're looking for.
These aren't the droids we're looking for.
He can go about his business. Move along.
Move along. Move along.
These aren't the droids.
These aren't the droids.
These aren't the droids.
These aren't the droids.
These aren't the droids you're looking for.
These aren't the droids we're looking for. These aren't the droids we're looking for.
Good evening, my friend. Thank you so very much for joining me tonight. I am Lou Mangello. It is Wednesday night. It's WDW Radio Live. Thank you for being part of the conversation. More importantly, the community and the family. If you're watching live, thanks for being here. Do me a favor, grab a snack, invite a friend. If you're watching on the replay, don't forget to be part of the Box People group and join us every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. It's Florida, so it's storming outside. Hopefully the internet holds up. I feel like I haven't been in this chair in a long, long time, although I have been alive, not alive. I have been live a lot lately between D23 Expo and Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, which I think this says Coca-Cola on it. I'm not really sure. I'm not very good with my Arabesh. But it's good to be back in the chair, and tonight is really just going to be all about you. If you could see my office, my room, God help us and save us, my desk, and, well, there was more on my desk, and half of it just fell on the floor, and all the stuff I have piled up on here. I'm very much not only in catch-up mode, but getting ready for what is next mode. Actually, that just made me think. What is next for me, for us on the agenda, is our Momentum Weekend Workshop in Walt Disney World. I would love for you to be there. I legitimately want to help you individually, personally, turn what you love into what you do. I can't do it alone. I have an amazing group of speakers and sessions this year. It doesn't matter if you are just starting out, if you're trying to take things to the next level. There's something here for you, as well as some great networking, some amazing people in the room. It's limited to just 15 people. I didn't put it on the graphic. There's only 15 seats left, but you can still save $100 using code WDW Radio 100. If it's not for you, totally cool. Take a screenshot, grab this image, share it with your friends, anybody you think might be interested in coming. And don't forget, too, that our keynote speaker, wait a minute, wrong image, still the wrong image. Well, I don't know where it is. Our keynote speaker, there it is. Our keynote speaker is going to be my friend Steve Schussler, who is the creator of the Boathouse and Rainforest and T-Rex. I think that's why I got so many speaker applications this year, because I think the word got out that I took the speakers out for a speaker dinner to the Boathouse. This year, the Boathouse creator is going to be there, so we're going to go to Morimoto Asia. So it's going to be exciting. If you have any questions, just shoot me an email. Happy to help you. Gosh, this place is a mess. It's wigging me out, but that's okay. It doesn't really matter, because tonight is not about me. It's all about you. Again, I want to thank you for tuning in this past week at D23 Expo, and then again at Galaxy's Edge. huge, monstrous thanks to, I'm not going to say, they're not a team. They're like they're super friends. I want to thank Corey Bassett, the keeper of the box. If you enjoyed this weekend's coverage from Expo, please thank Corey Bassett. I think I saw you pop out in there. Corey Bassett, first of all, thank you and your family for your service and your sacrifice for what you do for our nation and then what you do for us in the box. You did an amazing job. And my friend Justine, who keeps me on task, keeps me on track, and makes sure I don't pass out from not eating. I don't think that you're here, but I'm happy that you are here as part of our overall family. So it went right from Expo right to Batu. Sleep is a bit of a premium. I'll catch up on, I think, Monday, Tuesday. I plan on catching up on the sleep, but it's all good, and I would not trade any second of it for the world. And I'm not gonna get all waxing poetic, but I want you to know that this weekend, being at Expo and being at Galaxy's Edge, I was very mindful of the fact that I would not be there were it not for you. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you for your love and your friendship and your support. It means the world to me to be able to do what I do and share it with you. So, Brian, I was all over the place. Alex from Ottawa, Canada, thank you for all the coverage. Yeah, and of course, I was getting to that. You beat me to it. Wait, I've got to find all my logo-y stuff. Of course, the WDW Radio Mouse Fan Travel booth couldn't happen without Mouse Fan Travel and Becky Menken and her team, who, yes, Connor, they actually had to remind me to eat. They did an amazing job sort of manning the booth and the show floor. We had a great time, a lot of special guests, and don't tell Becky that I said this, how much I'm grateful, not just for her partnership, but for her friendship as well. So, don't tell her. She'll get all whatever. So, anyway, I figured coming back, rather than me trying to talk, first of all, there's a lot to talk about, right? And I will do a D23 Expo recap show with said Becky Menken and maybe a few extra guests as well, because there's a lot to cover. But I figured tonight, you've got questions. I will try at least to make up some answers as well. So whether it's about anything that we heard, really, I talk for a living, anything that we heard or saw at D23 Expo, Galaxy's Edge here in Walt Disney World, the Disney parks overall, Marvel, Star Wars, it's all about you. I will take your questions both in the chat here or here, wherever it is that you're watching, and then I'll also take some of your calls as well. So anything that you guys have that you want to ask me about, to talk about, we certainly can do it. And again, don't forget, I will be doing a full D23 Expo recap, not just of what happened at Expo, but certainly what happened in the... I might have to do multiple shows. I might have to do a show about Expo, and then another show about the parks, and then another show about the studios. I haven't quite figured it out yet. I'm still sort of getting there. So Alex Castle says, what can you tell us about Rise of the Resistance, with lots and lots and lots of question marks? Alex, that is a great question. It's one that absolutely needs to be answered, and all of your question marks are absolutely correct. Just so you know, if while I'm answering a question, you ask another one, just keep it in the queue, and as I get ready for more, just pop them up again. So first things first, when I went to Disneyland for the opening of Galaxy's Edge out there, something happened, and you've heard my recap and discussion of my feelings and emotions when I saw that place. But there was something that I've seen there, and in covering Disney, really since 2003, I've never, ever seen happen before, which is when talking to Imagineers, when talking to cast members, you're at the opening for an event, for Galaxy's Edge, for Batu, for Smuggler's Run. Time and time again, I would hear especially the Imagineering team say, we're very proud of the land and we love Smuggler's Run and it's a lot of fun, but just wait until you see Rise of the Resistance. I've never heard them say, at a grand opening for an event, this is great, but wait till what's coming. Yesterday, I don't even know what day it is anymore. Yesterday, we were treated to a presentation from some of the creatives and the principals, and they surprised us. We did not expect this. We were taken into very small groups after bagging our phones and bags into part of, and it's important to put part of, the Rise of the Resistance attraction, because what this really sounds like it's going to be is a 3-act play. There is going to be a multi-stage experience, and if you don't want to know anything at all, tune away now. I will keep spoilers to a bare minimum, but there is going to be a walking portion of the attraction. There's also going to be a ride. We've seen the ride vehicle, the 6-person with the R5 unit up in front. Then that vehicle is going to be inserted into another vehicle, a transport vehicle, where your experience is going to go from this trackless ride through of the Star Destroyer and the bridge, and we'll get to that in a second, into this an escape pod where you fight a battle, and then sort of a third section where there literally is a drop sequence, almost akin to something like Tower of Terror or Guardians of the Galaxy. All that being said, and despite what you might think, I'm not necessarily one for hyperbole, but we were taken into what would effectively be that second stage, that transport onto the Star Destroyer bridge. There was a reveal moment, unlike anything I have ever seen before. There was a reveal moment for when we saw what Cars Land was, when that curtain dropped and we looked down Route 66. That was fantastic and wonderful and whimsical. There was a reveal moment when we walked over the bridge into Pandora and saw those floating mountains. And when you got onto the back of that Banshee and that world was opened up to you, there's a reveal moment. There's multiple reveal moments when you walk into Galaxy's Edge, when you see the land, when you see the Falcon, when you see some of the other elements, because it is a long and winding road, and you cannot see the entire land from any one vantage point. All that taken into consideration, I kid you not, when the doors open with the psh, and you step foot onto the bridge of the Star Destroyer, you're stepping foot onto the bridge of the Star Destroyer, the air came out of the room. I was with maybe 10 people total. It was stunned silence. It is a cavernous room unlike anything I have seen before. It's not projections. It's not screens. You are on the bleeping bridge of the Star Destroyer with a life-size TIE fighter and stormtrooper, a lot of stormtroopers in a room and it's probably even bigger than the Pirates of the Caribbean sort of reveal ship battle room in Shanghai. It's massive. And there was this eerie silence and just, oh my God. You heard it over and over. Oh my God. And again, you're like, Star Wars nerds are getting, like I saw dudes like with literal tears falling down the side of their faces. I don't want to give much more than that away, but I understand why the Imagineers, the cast members, were referencing this attraction with such excitement, with such reverence. It will redefine, I think, unlike any, if what I have seen is any indicator, it will redefine what an e-ticket attraction will be. Not just in Galaxy's Edge, not just at Hollywood Studios, not just in Walt Disney World or the Disney parks domestically. It redefines e-ticket attraction among an industry. If you are other theme parks, the bar has been raised exceptionally high. And that's saying a lot considering how impressed I remain to be with things like Flight of Passage, with the Shanghai Pirates, with Mystic Manor, with some of the other things I've been privileged to see in other Disney parks. I've never walked into a room and literally had my breath taken away. I promise you, you do not need to be a Star Wars fan to feel the magnitude of that room. That's a very long description of a room but it absolutely, absolutely deserves it. And when you see it on December 5th here in Walt Disney World and January 8th, 9th in Disneyland, you will understand what I mean. Again, I saw in that one room and that one shuttle probably what amounts to 1/8 of what the attraction itself is going to be. So they would not talk about time, but it's going to be a very lengthy, a very involved, a very immersive, and interactive attraction. So buckle up and get ready. How much did I enjoy flying the Falcon myself? Listen, Mike, I totally dug it because, it's what 9-year-old Lou Mangello used to do. I pretended I'd sit in a chair in my house and pretend I was flying the Falcon. When you can pull that hyperdrive lever, it was neat how the attraction recognizes that you're the only one in the cockpit, which I understand will never happen again. I'm very privileged to be able to do it. And it takes up all the other positions for you. So you don't have to worry about going left to right. I was in the right pilot position, so I was up and down, hyperdrive, some of that stuff. It was super cool. It was super, super cool. So are the Stormtroopers animatronic or actors? I prefer not to answer that question at this time. I don't want to spoil anything for you. I really don't. But it is impressive. Most impressive. Is Savi's workshop worth it? I said, no, I'd spend that much, but now I'm conflicted. So, Sean, I will tell you myself that I, too, did not expect to go in and plunk down $2 for a lightsaber. I did not do it for myself. I did it for my son because he wanted to do it. It was some of the best $200 I've ever spent because, you're trying to make me cry, I was watching him more than I was watching what was going on. I was able to go in with Becky at Disneyland so that she could have me build her evil Sith lightsaber for her because she didn't want to go back in twice and needed 2 of them. But I watched his eyes wide open and his mouth agape and this ear-to-ear genuine grin. And if you are a parent, if you're a godparent, a grandparent, an aunt, uncle, that smile that comes across a kid's face is priceless. And you are not just paying for, I should have brought his in, you're not just paying for a very heavy hilt and lightsaber. You're really buying the experience and the memory. And please, 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 please do not watch videos of it because the reveal moment at the end is worth every penny. So I would absolutely do it again. So Kevin Sosa is speaking. I don't know what any of those words mean. I have a tough enough time with English, let alone what I believe is Spanish, Portuguese, something like that. Let's see. Let me quickly go back. Is it a real drop like Tower? Christine, we don't know. All I saw was a piece of concept art. It looks to be a much smaller drop to give you the sensation of falling or being pulled down, but it did not seem to be sort of a multi-story drop like Tower. Can one enter the Falcon and not actually join the ride? You can walk through the... So, Chris, I'm not sure what you're asking. You can walk through the queue. You can also ride the Falcon and not do anything. Say you want the engineer position or the gunner position and just put it on auto and just let it go and do its thing. You don't have to really do anything. You could sort of really be a passive participant if you want to. You can also get, if you want, you can walk through the entire queue, get onto the Falcon sort of central hub area, and then you can, it's their word, not mine, you can chicken exit out at that point. So you can stay with your family and then leave before actually riding the attraction itself. So Adria, Noel, Arnold, Shannon, all these years of playing video games will pay off if I get a pile position. Absolutely. The controls, like me, Adria, are sensitive. So it's not, it's not wild movements left and right or up and down. It needs to be coddled and cuddled. The Falcon, she is a wonderful ship, but you need to sort of get a feel for how to fly her. So, Is it true they'll be changing bright suns to strong winds? No, but Andrew, man, I will tell you, all three bright suns were out and in full force and effect. Force, accidental pun. The past couple of days. To anybody who's going, if you're going tomorrow, let me know. God bless you. Stay hydrated. Bring a cooling towel. They work, and you'll need it because it's hot. It's hot. So. Do I think Imagination with Figment will stay as is for quite a while now, or something to look forward to next D23? So, Jeff, it is going to stay the way it is, but not for quite a while. I think that there is, and I've come to learn a little bit more about why an announcement, why it was so obviously ignored at D23 Expo. There is something coming. It's just not ready for prime time announcement yet. So there are other opportunities to announce that to fans, for fans. Destination D is another option. There's other D23 events. There's also other Epcot events where things can get announced. It does not have to necessarily be at something like Expo. So Figment is going to get the love and attention he deserves. And note that I said Figment and not Imagination very, very, very deliberately. So, Dan Boyle says, not sure if it's been asked, but are snuggles accessible? Oh, is it accessible? Dan, yes. So wheelchairs and scooters can go through the entire queue. You will need to be able to step out of your wheelchair or scooter in order to get into the cockpit if you want to actually ride Smuggler's Run, though. But I was behind a woman in a scooter. She was able to go all the way through and then just walk into the actual cockpit itself. Let's see. Let me go. For the Timmy exits. What was like seeing Dick Van Dyke at D23? Listen, God bless Dick Van Dyke. And you know, and what's wonderful about Dick Van Dyke is the guy always has a smile on his face. He looks like the old man banker from Mary Poppins now without any makeup, and he even did a little bit of the dialogue, which was certainly not part of his script. So I loved seeing him. It got me very excited for the Mary Poppins attraction coming to the UK pavilion. I love the UK. I'm going to the UK. Look what I'm doing here. I'm going in November 9th to the 11th. I will be staying after to do an event or multiple events and meetups and stuff like that. So if you are in the UK or going to be there, I'm coming for you, baby, and I cannot wait. But I've seen, and I don't know why or where the speculation comes from, that the UK attraction for Mary Poppins is going to be a carousel. There was no mention of the word carousel or merry-go or round anywhere in the presentation. I don't know how or why some of the negativity instantly comes out and like, it's going to be a freaking carousel. I'm not going Disney. Everybody slow down, relax. I do not believe it is going to be a carousel. I will only say this. When plans for Walt Disney World were originally coming together, and I think I talked about this in a Wayback Machine or some episode somewhere. Somebody can find it and link to it. There were plans for a jolly holiday with Mary Poppins attraction very much laid out for Fantasyland in Walt Disney World. It ended up being scrapped for Mr. Toad and Peter Pan because at the time they felt that they were a little more kid-friendly and accessible and things like that. I would not be surprised if literally the models and the plans weren't like dusted off in the Imagineering archives going, this is still a pretty good idea. And we've got that whole Emily Blunt and the lamplight guy, and I'm a betting man. The odds I would give would be a 97.7% chance it is not going to be a carousel. So that's all I'm saying. I just don't. I'm not buying it at all. Alison Ramos Mills swore she was going to stay away from the studios this weekend, but ha ha ha. Guess where Alison Ramos Miller is going? Look, I don't know what tomorrow is going to bring, for Disney's Hollywood Studios. I believe the weather is going to hold off at least for a couple days. Thankfully, I will tell you that when I left the studios today at about 12:30, 1 o'clock or so, there were probably already 20 cars in the far end of the parking lot sitting there. I mean, they were literally camping out. I do understand that they're going to clear the lot tonight. They're going to open it again tomorrow morning. If you are going, be patient. And please, this is not just for you, Allison, but anybody that's going, it's opening day. It's 170 degrees. It's 1,000% humidity. The place is going to be overrun with people trying to get their opening day merch, their first ride on the Falcon, their lightsaber, their droid, their picture, their selfie, their blue milk. Please be patient with the cast members. Like, it's opening day for them too. So, let's see. Let me quick. Lindsay Barnett is going tomorrow. She's a crazy person. Beatrice Ennis admitting that she is, in fact, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. She will be there tomorrow morning. Beatrice, send photos. That's all I can tell. But have fun. Go in with your expectations set accordingly. I have no idea. I could not get a definitive answer about how they are going to manage the crowds. I believe, like Toy Story Land, they're going to limit the number of people who are in Galaxy's Edge, so it's not just a mass mob of people. So if you're not there early, you might have to wait on Grand Avenue, or they'll do some sort of wristband return system. I'm not 100% sure. So let me quickly go. How cool did the concept art for the new Walt Disney statue? Chris, I know it sounds like such a lame answer. It's one of the things I'm most excited about because I love how different that statue is. Like the partner statue, he's looking out over with Mickey, his child, looking out over what they created with a sense of happiness. This one, he's more relaxed. He seems content looking out over Epcot. So when you ask, what do you think Walt would think of Epcot? I think that's exactly what Walt would think of Epcot. I think he would sit there sort of on a bench, not sitting back, but sort of sitting forward, like looking, listening, paying attention. I think whoever designed it is absolutely brilliant. I love it, and I think it's beautiful. And I like the fact, like all the Walt statues, like the Walt statue in California Adventure, it's going to be an accessible statue, meaning it's not going to be surrounded by a garden and a gate. You will be able to go up there and take a picture with Walt, which is why I like the California Adventure statue better. It's why I think I'm going to like this one best. So, Bozina, I did not get a chance to go to the character voices panel, which I heard was phenomenal, by the way. I heard they did an amazing job. A lot of surprises in there as well. Cheryl, yes, Food and Wine also starts tomorrow, so it's going to be like this sea of humanity, sort of like parting like the seas. One half is going to World Showcase, one half is going to Galaxy's Edge. I'm planning on doing neither at this point. So, Beatrice, yes, private message me later. Kent Nestle and I proof that some jobs are better than others. You, Kent, I am aware. I'm very self-aware of that every single day, and that's why I'm grateful, and that's why I try and help people do the same things alone. Let's see. What time they're letting guests into Galaxy's Edge, Karen, I don't know exactly. I'm not 100% sure. Yes, Brian, with the Banks House being the queue for the attraction, I cannot imagine it being a carousel at all. Look, you're going to go, I have to imagine you're going to, get into the bathtub and go into that other world much the same way as the original attraction plans had you going into the chalk drawing. It's going to be very much a similar type of experience, I think. Let's see. Terry sends in negativity at the live. Listen, Terry, you're always going to find people who are negative. Clearly, those are people who I think came from outside our community here, which is wonderful. Hopefully, we found some new friends and family members along the way. Look, there are some people that no matter, Disney could literally announce free passes for everyone for life, And there will be a contingent of people that are going to complain that they're not getting paid to go to Disney. I'm over-exaggerating because it's true. And for whatever reason, that's how they feel, so be it. It's not me, man. I am, Disney doesn't owe us anything, right? So, like, I look at things as a gift, as something to get excited for, as something to look forward to. I love sometimes the mystery of concept art and not knowing all the details. I don't want everything at D23 Expo. I want to be surprised as we start to get closer and the attraction opens. So, was I excited with the announcements? Absolutely. Do I know that there's more coming? Of course I do. You do too. Do I look at things in a more positive light maybe than they do? You better believe it. Am I ready to stay at the Star Wars Hotel? Mike Milne, I think a lot of people are getting ready to stay at the Star Wars Hotel. I think it is brilliant. Whoever was sitting there one day going, why don't we just do a cruise on land? We'll theme it to Star Wars, and people will be beating down the doors to give us their money, which is basically what's going to happen. It's phenomenally brilliant in its simplicity of having this cruise with an excursion to Batuu, which makes me think that one night or 2 nights during the week, however many, they will close Galaxy's Edge, early for regular day guests so that people from the Halcyon can go in. And a number of people asked me where the hotel is going to be built. I don't know if it's been publicly announced yet, but I know where it is going to be. It's not obviously updated on Google Maps as yet. Nobody told me. I just sort of saw it and figured it out. So it's actually going to be built behind Galaxy's Edge. There is a space there behind where sort of Rise of the Resistance, that corner, is going to be. So when you go on your shuttle to Batuu, it's not like you're going to have to get on I-4 and go down the street to be there. I am ridiculously excited for this. Again, this too changes the game when we start talking about words like immersion. So, and I apologize for the downers in the chat. You gotta ignore them. So, yes, be patient and friendly to guests, cast members. I'm slowly catching up. Let's see. Bill Winter, nice to see you as well. Cast member friend said that studio's parking lot's open all night. So, Jeremy, that's what I was told too, that they were allowed to park there tonight. They couldn't start queuing until 4 or 6 in the morning. Somebody did say that they were going to sweep the lot tonight. So there's unfortunately a lot of conflicting information. We won't know until we know. Drew, I will be live from Food and Wine. I probably won't be there tomorrow. I can almost guarantee I won't be there tomorrow for a variety of reasons. One of which is, like any other restaurant, I think going the first day of Food and Wine is sometimes unfair to Food and Wine. What I mean by that is this. It's like opening up a restaurant. It's like opening up a food truck. Day 1, day 2, the busiest days on the busiest weekend. It's going to be, there's a lot of challenges, right? You might have to tweak production. You might have to tweak the menu. You might have to tweak where and what you do and deal with the lines and deal with the heat and now deal with the weather. I would rather give them a couple days, like get into the flow, get their mojo working, and then go review it. To go review it the first day and says, Kiosk A stinks because they're slow and it was cold and it didn't look... It's probably not going to be perfect on the first day. No restaurant is perfect on the first day, except the Boathouse. So I do it out of respect for the people that do it. And I would do that. I don't care if it's Disney, Patina, Levy, Chicken Guy, whatever. It's a personal choice that I will not review something the first day. So... Stephen Murray from Scotch Plains, New Jersey. Dude, I miss Scotch Plains and I don't miss Scotch Plains. I lived right off of Terrell Road, so tell me where it is that you live. How different will Spaceship Earth be after the reboot? Will they stay traditional and update the tail end and return to Earth, or are they changing the story? So this is really going to be a change in story in terms of it is going to be a storyteller that's going to sort of narrate and guide you through the attraction, much like the Raven was supposed to guide you through the Haunted Mansion in original concepts. I expect a partial gutting of some parts and some scenes as well. Certainly the descent is no longer going to be a screen-based blackout curtain descent. My understanding is that some things that they wanted to execute for the last refurb are going to be brought in this on a much grander and miraculous scale, as it were. How's that? Is the Star Wars Hotel only doing stays of 2 days max? Austin, that's the understanding right now is, and because you are going to be sort of, for all intents and purposes, confined to the hotel for 2 days, I could see how 3 days, 4 days might give people the heebie-jeebies. So from what I'm understanding, the way that they have the days and nights and itinerary plan for you, 2 days and the 2 nights is going to be just perfect. So, Father Christopher loves the statue announcement as well. A lot of people excited for the Walt statue. I'm catching up. So, Christine, the Epcot upper level. So, one of the things I am most excited about is that Central Plaza Pavilion. Not 1, not 2, but 3 tiers. There'll be a lower level, a closed-in center level, and that upper garden level. I do not necessarily it's going to be only reserved. I'm sure it is going to be an option for, I don't know, if, hypothetically speaking, a WDW radio dessert party overlooking the Epcot it won't be ready for Epcot forever, but the Epcot, the name just, what's the word? What's the name of the new fireworks show? It just popped out of my head. It ends with, well, you know which one I'm talking about. So, thoughts on the Coke bottle TSA thing? They'll work that. Chris, they'll work that out. Other than that, you might literally just have to ship them home. You literally might just have to go to your resort and ship them home. I get it. It's a very, very unfortunate state of where we are right now. So I get it. My favorite take-home souvenir from D23 is... Oh, do I have it right here? Oh, no, it's inside already. So I have 2. One of them is my web shirt from what is going to be the new Spider-Man attraction, and the others is our Avengers Campus pin, which came in the Parks, Experiences, and Resorts presentation. So, and I got a Spider-Man pin. I bought a Spider-Man. I literally bought one thing for myself. The night before the first day of Expo, I was walking around and saw a vendor had that. So that was my $5 pin, and I was super, super happy with it because it's Spidey and it's simple and I love it. And before we get into a Spidey conversation, I don't think he's going anywhere, but that's besides the point. Karen Gilbert, excited to try the blue milk. I'm Team Blue. I'm Team Blue all the way. I tried it again. I think that they have tweaked the green milk recipe a little bit. It's a little bit more palatable for me, but I'm still all over Team Blue. So let me know what it is that you think. Do we know the backstory of Rise of Resistance and how it ties into the land? We do a little bit. I don't know what they released on the Disney Parks blog, and I don't want to give a lot of it away, but I will only say that this idea of you living your own Star Wars story and you being the protagonist in a lot of... You see, look, from a 30,000-foot view, what do we see happening in the Disney parks? it literally goes back to what Walt wanted with Fantasyland, which is you were not just going to watch these movies on a screen. You were going to live through them. That's why you were Snow White, right? People didn't get it. We've come full circle. You, once again, are the protagonist. You are not playing a character, a titular character in a story. You are your own character, much like the cast members in Batuu. They have their own story. Everybody's not pretending to be somebody you've seen in the movies. That's what they want you to do. That's what's going to happen here. And it is all going to tie in and be connected, literally and figuratively. This is going to become a much more important part of your vacation experience. Whether you're staying at the Star Wars Hotel, whether you're visiting Batuu, that little device and what the Play Disney Parks app team, man, huge, monstrous kudos to you, because that thing came out of the box and it worked flawlessly. And as they continue to add additional elements and layers to it, your Star Wars story in Batuu can go as deep and as long and as interactive as you want it to be, simply because of that app and the stuff that's around there. So, look, to execute on something like that, look, and you know what? I say it because when a new website launches or an app launches or Disney does something, people are very, very quick to complain about how this doesn't work and FastPass doesn't work and that doesn't work and the website sucks. And that Play Disney Parks app came out of the box and it worked. Everything worked. Every single element. They opened up an overlay for Galaxy's Edge. I've gone deep into that app and it works. And you can communicate with Hondo Ohnaka and other characters and go on side missions and collect rewards, and the gamification of that land. I think it's a huge, almost disservice that more people aren't talking about how well that app has been executed. I'm dropping a mic and getting off my soapbox. I have no horse in the race other than I know how hard it is to make an app, especially one that scales like that. And it literally is lost among all the other things we're talking about in Galaxy's Edge. It is brilliantly and flawlessly executed. So if you know somebody on the app dev team, big, multiple Toydarian thumbs up for the team. Jimmy Swoop, thank you very much. Let me see. I'm catching up here. I wonder if there's a Pepsi shirt. I do not think there's a Pepsi shirt. Are they going to build that full-size ship for the Star Wars Hotel? So no. So Jeremy, you are actually going to embark on your Star Wars adventure at your Star Wars Halcyon Galactic Star Cruiser adventure at sort of a galactic porte-cochere. And then when you get in there, you are taken on a transport vessel inside. So you never see the exterior of the ship, right? Like just as if you were going into space, you wouldn't actually see you wouldn't be looking at the outside. So when you step into that porte-cochere, your adventure begins. This goes back in a very similar type of analogous way to when they were originally considering the Hollywood Tower Hotel to be a real hotel. I think about it. I talked about this on the show. The idea was if you were staying at that hotel, which was in park, you were going to be picked up at MCO, at the airport, in this 1930s like Woody wagon with velvet curtains on the windows. So as soon as you stepped in, your adventure began. You were transported into the 1930s, and you never saw the outside, never bled in to what you were going to be living in your 1930s hotel stay in this haunted hotel. They obviously went very, very far askew of that original idea, but the execution of it is very much going to be the same way at the Star Wars resort. Let's see. The best thing to eat and drink at Galaxy's Edge. A lot of people are digging the fuzzy tauntaun. It definitely it makes your mouth tingle. I don't know what it is. The drink in Oga's that you can get in a porg, it's a non-alcoholic drink. It's not overly sweet. I really liked it. I think the Ronto wrap is really good, and I don't remember what it's called. I don't have the menu in front of me. The ribs with the that sort of vinegar based barbecue sauce and slaw on the side. I think is the best thing at Docking Bay 7. I also have not had the breakfast Ronto wrap, which I hear is really, really good. Did I ever get a Becky Mencken balloon made at D23? No, because I'm not mean. So, did they change the green milk? I think they did. I absolutely think that they did. It just tastes different for me. Let's see. Something, story light. So, Andrew, my understanding is obviously barring, exigent circumstances, you are on this cruise ship and you can't leave. Look, if you're going to be spending $2,500, $3,000 per person, which from what I understand might be the price point for the first two people, you're not going to want to be like, hey, let's ditch this place and go ride Slinky Dog Dash. You're going to want to stay there and stay immersed in the entire experience. So I think what it's going to be is you're going to end up having like a land and sea vacation, right? You're going to do your 2 days, your 2 nights at the Star Wars Hotel, and then you're going to extend before or after and go stay at, Grandestino, which I love, for a couple days, much like you would for a cruise adventure. You do sort of a land and sea type of package. Gabby Nallo, so good to see you, and so good to see you at the booth again. Harmonious, that was it. Sorry, I'm catching up way behind with the us at the end. What is Becky doing? O-R-E, I can't read Becky. I can't read yes, Harmonious. Epcot forever and then Harmonious. Yes. Marla Chan, so good to see you. Thank you so much for coming to the meet. Thank you everybody who came to the meet, by the way, at Flo's Via Cafe. God, I love your breakfast, Flo. So good. Katie Thompson, I have not mentioned the bread service as yet, but now that you mention it, bread service. My favorite part of the D23 Expo 2019 experience was it's the people. I know it's the lame answer. As much as I dug Parks and Resorts and the studios panel, it's being on the floor. I could literally go and just, if they had like a pass just for the floor and not go to, I go to the panels obviously because I want to be able to report on it and cover it and share it with you. And thanks everybody who watched and shared the live stream. But it's the cosplayers, it's the vendors, it's the fans who are just super excited to be there. That really is my favorite part. So, the foam should be shared with friends so everyone's mouth is numb. Yeah, I can even like yesterday and today, there's a lot of people who are trying it and sort of just dipping their fingers in their friend's foam, which probably sounds worse than it should, but you understand what I mean? Just for the sensation, which lasts a while. And also, they also have blue. Oh, I completely forgot. Somewhere around here, I've got a jump drive. What did I do with my credential? I have a jump drive. I told you my desk is a mess. I have a jump drive with more videos that I took inside Oga's and with an Imagineer, and I'll get those up tomorrow. My God, I have so much to do tomorrow. I'm getting very overwhelmed looking at this pile. Sorry. I need a couple more Xanax in here, please. Let's see. Disney Red Bundle with Hulu Plus. Let's see. The green milk is, Lisa, definitely an acquired taste, Lisa Benfield. The green milk, I tried it. I did not have as much of a reaction and a response to it as I did in Disneyland, but I'm definitely on Team Blue. So, favorite part of D23 was seeing me, says Melanie Jones. It's true. It's true. Oh, I thought Bill Jones wrote that. I'm kidding. I kid because I love. Now that I know that you're far behind, I won't be mad for ignoring you. She's always so mad. Somebody get Becky another cocktail. She's only had 11 teen today. Jack Moore says, my shirt is epic. Thank you. It is a Coca-Cola, obviously, shirt from Batu. I might actually have another one in that bag. Maybe I'll have to give the shirt, maybe even the whole bag away on an upcoming show. Interesting. Boats and buses start running at 3:30, 4 a.m. They'll allow you to line up. So says Becky Mankin. If they don't allow you to line up, just take a screenshot of that and just say, Becky Mankin told me that I could line up, and then you can deal with the ramifications therein. Let's see. Let me see. I need interns. Chris Chapman, you're right. Face it, that's what I did at Expo. A lot of small panels, but a whole lot of the floor and people watching. I agree. I love. My wife Jessica wants to know what stands are must try at Food and Wine. Anthony, I'm not going to be your guy day one because there's a 99.27% chance that I am not going to be there tomorrow. So, but Kimberly, yeah, thank you. So, I believe I don't know if they're selling these or not. I don't know if they're selling these or not, but I do. I mean, I could give this one away too because I'll probably not wear it a lot. Red is not my most becoming color, but I will. I will definitely give the. I mean, I could wash this one and give this one away too if you want me to give away two of them. So, did Feige give you any insight? So, Rob, I will only say that my relationship with Kevin is one of friendship, and anything that that he and I share and discuss is certainly not ever meant for public consumption. I also am very respectful of the relationship that I have with him. So I may or may not have fallen to my knees begging him to save Spidey, but I think we didn't get that on camera, fortunately, because it was a very embarrassing moment for me. So best cosplay costume I saw at D23. Erica, I heard about a lot of them. I heard that there was an amazing Haunted Mansion dress. The teacup dresses were phenomenal. There was a Constance bride who was remarkably beautiful. Not just the person, but the costume. She had the beating heart. She had the candle. She had these freaky white eyes and beautiful makeup. There was also the Haunted Mansion dueling portraits. These two dudes walking around, which were really good. Yeah, there was a lot. I would almost have to go back and watch like a recap video because I was not able, I'm juggling multiple hats when I'm there, right? So I'm trying to man the booth and talk with people and do the live broadcast and walk the floor and be a fan and cover the panel. So it's hard to see all the things I want, and Expo goes like stupid fast. Craig Hargrove, did I see any books at the Expo that are must-haves? So there's obviously the One Day at Disney book, the Jeffrey Epstein and the D23 project, which I'm excited to see. There's also the Dave Bossert book that Dave Bossert came back on. If somebody can link up to Dave Bossert's Kickstarter, which I know I put in the show notes on his show a couple of weeks ago. I know Don Hahn said he's working on a few new books, and I actually have in that bag I have two different Star Wars Galaxy's Edge signed books by the authors, and signed issue number 1 of the Galaxy's Edge comic book signed by the author and the artist, which I will also give away probably at some point. Were there any heartwarming moments with cast members in Galaxy's Edge? There was lots, Sean. And I just realized your name is Sean, spelled differently, Connery. You have the best name ever. If I want to go to Chewy's with your family in Indy, call me. Oh my God, I love Chewy so much, and I love Amber Bramble so much because it's like saying Amber Bramble's name. Han Solo and Carbonite I saw actually on the live stream. I don't know where I was. Let's see. The best freebies to get to collect at Walt Disney World. I still believe they do the transportation cards for the monorails and the buses and the boats. You know what? Oh, how do I not have this logo up? You know what else you could do? If you download 102 things you need to do at Walt Disney. Wait. 102 ways to save money for at Walt Disney World. I've got so many I can't remember. There's 43 things to do, eat, and collect. That's where you will find my exhaustive list. Look what I did there. And I also got a plug-in for the book. You can find it at WDWRadio.com and on Amazon and Kindle and Apple iBook things, I think. Let's see. What do I think of the parade? I dig the parades. I'm not normally a parade guy, but I like it. It was a nice thing that they actually brought over to the Emporium side. Amanda, I know it's my Amanda. It was so nice to see you there as well. Kimberly says I so enjoyed seeing you interact with the cast members yesterday. It was so much fun, and the cast is so excited and so well prepared with not just making your experience better, but with their own personal stories. Again, I keep saying I love that they are empowered to tell and share and live out their own story. I want to see more of that. I absolutely want to see more of that. What announcement surprised me the most? I think probably... I mean, I don't think anybody suspected a Mary Poppins attraction coming. I think when Mary Poppins Returns came out and did well in the box office, people probably said, I wonder if this makes sense for UK, but there really wasn't much buzz about it otherwise. Yeah, that's probably the most surprising one, other than some of the concept art. Again, that 3-level building in the center of Future World, and the way that they're dividing World Showcase, Future World, bye-bye. It's now the different neighborhoods, the World Nature and the World Exposition and all that. So the way that they broke up Epcot into those different neighborhoods, I think, was probably the most interesting for me. Do I ever think we'll get the expo at East Coast? No, just only because, one, there's no convention space on property that's big enough. The convention center, yes, it's the Orlando Orange County Convention Center is big enough, but one, it's too far from Walt Disney World property. You're going to lose all those guests coming over to Walt Disney World. And two, it's way, way too cost prohibitive to ship everything that's based out in California out to Expo. And look, that's where the studios are. It's where Imagineering is. It's where so it just from a financial perspective alone, it couldn't happen. So let's see. I'm surprised we didn't get a new country. It's coming, Hal. It's coming, and I think I understand the more I've stepped back and chatted with some people about why the new countries have not been announced yet. They're coming, but there is an absolute method to the madness in terms of timing. So, Kelly, nice to see you. Charlene Chastain O'Neill actually cried and squeed, which is hard to do. Crying and squeeing at the same time is a difficult thing to pull off. It's like laughing and sneezing. How long until Disney buys Sony? That'll never happen. That's when the Justice Department like, wait a minute, we can't have that happen. What did you think they would announce but didn't? So Jim Morhosky, first of all, by the way, huge kudos to Jim. He does an amazing job in the Box People group. I think we were all expecting some mention of Figment and Imagination, and while Figment was mentioned briefly in passing, I think the fact that they did not mention Imagination, the pavilion, at all speaks volumes, meaning we're not even going to hint in terms of what it is that we're thinking and doing and planning, which makes, to me, that makes the handwriting on the wall even more broader and impactful, because they almost said a lot, by not saying anything at all. Let's see. Jessica Leanne Mendez, nice to see you. Need some of the Brazilian cheese breads. Where is it? Oh, somebody actually from Brazil brought me a Brazilian soccer jersey. Like, okay, after the Parks and Resorts. So I had it at the ready for the recap in the booth. I was going to put it on if and when the Brazilian pavilion was announced, but it was not. Erica, there's not going to be a new monorail system anytime soon. You'll get new monorail cars. I don't necessarily think that you'll find an expansion to the monorail line. Again, very, very cost prohibitive, just because of the infrastructure that has to go in to adding an additional monorail line. So, other countries, Laura, I think you're 100% on spot on. I think India, right now, India is one that makes a lot of sense in terms of the number of Indian people that live in the States, our continuing familiarity and growing familiarity with the culture, with the cuisine, and wanting to learn more. I think there's amazing history and culture and tradition and iconic elements they can bring in. Indian cuisine is so much more exciting. I love Indian food. I know I'm not alone. I think from a financial perspective, India and Indian corporations are financially set in terms of being able to support and sponsor a pavilion, where right now places like Greece and Egypt are not. There's a lot of political and economic issues that I think will preclude those countries from coming in, because there has to be corporate sponsorship and there has to be, a lot of ducks have to sort of line up in their rows in order to make a new country come in. But I think India makes absolute sense, and is very accessible, I think, to guests as well. Chris Chapman, they were testing Skyliners with guests today. So today, cast members were able to volunteer and ride the Skyliner. I've heard nothing but good, but really, really positive response. The air is not, and today was it was insanely hot and humid in Florida today. The window system and the air circulation system supposedly works well. The vistas are spectacular. Like, it is an attraction as much as it is a conveyance. So I can't wait to ride it myself. It's gonna be open like really, really soon. Let's see. Skyliner put through the test with the upcoming storm. Absolutely, Jim. You're 100% right. Will I be riding in the Skyliner, Maureen? You better believe it. I can't wait. I'm going to sneak snacks on board and just ride it all day just because I want to see it. Craig, we don't know exactly what is going to be ready for the 50th celebration. They did mention a couple of things in terms of the Harmonious show will be there for the 50th. And I think that's part of the intention of not talking about certain things at Expo. They want to, if you sort of show your entire hand at Expo, you have nothing to continue to breadcrumb trail people to as you lead up to the 50th. So they are going to stagger these announcements as we start to get closer to the 50th anniversary. So imagination, I promise you, is coming. So when will we see more Marvel Beyond Guardians in Florida? I think, Andrew, once the deal is done, and I believe that there's conversations going on already with Universal. I absolutely believe that those conversations are happening already. It is a very complicated and lengthy process because there's a lot of legal ramifications and intricacies that have to be ironed out. But I believe in my heart of hearts that is something that's going to be coming. Let's see. If they do get rid of Figment, which they won't, Matthew, any idea of possibly including them somewhere else? No. So, Matthew, Figment will remain in Epcot. I believe he's actually going to be more of an iconic element in Epcot going forward. I think you're going to see more Figment as opposed to less Figment. So, the 50th will start October 1st. 2021. When is the booking window open for the actual 50th? Becky Mankin from MEI Mouse on Travel can answer that question for you. I think the monorail shows a lot of backstage too, so I don't know how concerned they are. Yeah, I mean, the monorail, in terms of backstage areas, I don't think it really shows a lot of backstage. I mean, certainly nothing on the resort loop. Epcot, not really any backstage areas. I mean, you can see maybe a little bit, but yeah, I wouldn't worry about that. So, Lou is the coolest podcast room. Thank you very much. Although I need to put some of these things up. I need to find somebody local to help me put some of these things up on eBay. So, all right, let's take a few more questions. Let me go back and what do I want to see on the Disney Wish? Yes, even the restaurants. So, Jonathan Ember, you know me so well, my friend. You know exactly where my mind was going to go. It'll be interesting to see. So, because because Tangled is sort of on the stern of the ship. You wondered if are they just. I don't think that they're going to replicate the Tangled, the Snuggly Duckling kind of restaurant theme on that ship, but you never know. They might. You don't know what the theming is going to be for the adult district, so that's what I'll be curious to see. Timothy Nadeau says, long-time listener, first-time caller. Thanks to you, I won third place in trivia at the Fairy Tales Pin event earlier this month. Timothy, I am super proud of you. Congratulations. Next time I expect nothing less than first. No, I'm kidding. That's awesome, man. Thank you for being here. Who do you think is going to be the godmother on the Disney Wish? You know what, Brian? I don't think I am. I don't think I'm in tune and in touch enough with sort of current pop culture and music. I assume Selma Hayek. She's going to be an Eternal, so why not? You don't know. I mean, I really don't know. How about the mom from the Goldbergs? Why don't you make her I love the Goldbergs. Yeah, I have no idea. I really don't know where they would go in terms of an actress or a singer or somebody current, somebody, from in Disney history to do it. It'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see who they choose. So, am I surprised by the Disney stores and Target? I was surprised, but I said, brilliant. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. It as if the only thing is it right now, you basically can't walk into Target and walk out for less than $100, right? Even if you go in for like underpants, you're coming out spending $100. You're like, oh, I need this. Oh, Doritos stuff. So it happened. So now you're not going to get out for less than $200. It's super smart, right? And we've seen them sort of almost. And now it all makes sense. You go into Target and you see little bits, especially here in Florida. You see Disney T-shirts. You see some Disney home goods. You saw a little Disney sort of pop-up area here and there in the front of my local Target. They had sort of a Disney pop-up area for some movies and things like that. It's a perfect marriage. It's an absolute perfect marriage. So I get it, and it's a win-win for everybody. It's a win for Disney. It's a win for Target. It's a win for us. What I hope that they do is have Target exclusive Disney merchandise, as well as being able to get stuff from the parks as well. If they're able to integrate some of the stuff from the Disney store into Target, and they actually gave us this really cool. Maybe I'll give this away too. Maybe I won't actually use it. Maybe I'll give away my Target store Disney gift card. Lots of good stuff to give away. If I only could find somebody to give this stuff away to. Let's see. Let me see. What do we do with the balloons after Epcot? They unfortunately need to be gently deflated. Lynn Lammers, nice to see you. Skyline does not have an official open. They do have an official opening date, but I understand that they're going to. Somebody said they're going to open on Friday. I heard somebody say they're going to open on Friday. So I don't think that that's necessarily true. Isn't the official date the end of September? But maybe they're going to start doing some soft opening with guests testing. So let me see. I'm going. Amanda Kathleen Sizzle. OMG, Target and Disney, I freaked. Kit Harington, I don't know who he is. I have no idea who Kit Harington. I suppose he's very popular with the ladies. I have no idea who or what a Kit Harington is. Target plus Disney, I may never leave. I might have to limit my trips. They are absolutely going to expand to more stores. I think they're opening only 25 initially, but they're going to start to roll out. And they're going to build a Target. And somebody asked me where they think. I think they're going to build a Target near Disney World. I think it's going to be built where Flamingo Crossings was supposed to go, down by Western Way, by Coronado, down that area. It makes perfect sense. So they'll build a shopping and dining, sort of a second Disney Springs shopping, dining, entertainment district down there, with Target being sort of an anchor store almost. Kit Harington played Jon Snow on Game of Thrones. I've never seen Kit Harington. I've never seen a second of Game of Thrones, and I don't know what a Jon Snow is. I think I've seen his Funko Pop, and that's about it. So Where is that red phone when I need it? What's the red phone for? Is Becky Mencken trying to get me? Let's see. No. No, she's not. Becky, if you really need me, text me, which you're not doing. I know nothing about Jon Snow. So, Becky, I'm reading the comments looking for your text. Kit is gonna be the Black Knight. So I know people like lost their minds when they mentioned his name, but I have no internal frame of reference. I don't watch a lot of TV. I've got like 10 things saved in my Netflix queue, and they've been saved in my Netflix queue for like 10 years. Yeah. So right, Becky Mencken has not texted me, so it's not my fault. Deborah Capelucci Benson, no need to thank me for being out at Galaxy's Edge. It was a privilege. It is an honor to be able to be there. I will never, ever, ever complain about heat or humidity or rain or any combination. We had actually all three today, so it was like the trifecta. But let's see, Her Majesty Kit Harington. That's what's so urgency. This is the urgent thing that you needed to text me. Was that a picture of Kit Harington? Good Gandhi. And Becky, they're not called sky buckets. They're called skylighters. MEI Mouse Fan Travel, ladies and gentlemen, for all your sky bucket needs. So, I will tell you, I don't do I have it here? Wait, do I have my... I do. So somebody asked, I do have my Founder Circle pin. I'm all in on Disney Plus. Disney, take my money, yo. I can't wait. I cannot wait for Disney Plus to come out. I say it all the time. If it were not for the NFL package and Good Morning Football, I would ditch DirecTV yesterday in a heartbeat. I hardly use it. I don't need it. I would be more than happy like having Netflix and Hulu, and yeah, I'm good. I'm good to go. So, Larson Eisenberg, been a bit since you've been in the box. Usually work Wednesday night. Larson Eisenberg, one of my favorite people on the planet that I don't get to see as often as I would like. Super smart guy, an amazing magician, by the way, and the person that introduced me to John Reed. So, by the way, man, John Reed, a balloon artist, masterful at his craft. And I am not kidding when I say that. Also, by the way, one of the nicest human beings on the planet. Like, I really, really like that human being. He's good. He's funny. I see the way he interacts with people and does magic at dinner, and just a really, really nice guy. So, Larson, I have you and Stephanie to thank for that. He did an amazing job. I'm sure you saw the Spidey and the rocket and all the accessories and the gauntlet. Really, really amazing. So, Catherine Casey is new to, it's not my community, Kathy, it's our community that you're new to, but welcome. It's been exciting seeing Galaxy's Edge through my eyes. We expect they'll be doing early morning magic hard ticket Galaxy's Edge like they did for Toy Story. We're going next summer. I think they will at some point. I don't think they'll do it initially, but I absolutely believe that that's something that'll be coming in the future. And then also there'll be the perk of staying at the Star Wars, what is it? The Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser Halcyon Hotel. So, Andrew Klein, Bills versus Jets week 1. Who wins? Jets. I don't know why, but I'm going to say Jets. So, Disney Plus should bring back the WDW Inside Out series. So oh my God, his name just popped out of my head. I was about to say his name. I interviewed J.D. Roth on the show years ago. And I had a crush, shocker, on, her name was Brie something. Not Brie Larson, Brie something from Walt Disney World Inside. I love that show. And now he's like a big deal producer in Hollywood. So, Erica Manning is visiting Galaxy's Edge in 26 days. Will I love it if you've never seen a Star Wars? Absolutely, Erica. And I think, I really do believe that it is, and I think it's certainly created this way to be accessible for somebody who's never seen it. If it were me, would I watch Star Wars Empire and Jedi before I went? Yeah, I would. Or even watch a YouTube. Sometimes they can recap the movies, in 15-minute things. But I think they're worth watching. I think they should be under your belt anyway, as just for just pop culture iconic films. Maybe I need to do a show. Top 10. Wait a minute. Top 10 Disney movies. Somebody email this to me. Top 10 Disney movies you need to watch in your lifetime. Because I think there are some. I'm thinking this out loud. And I'm not going to give it away. But I think there are some Disney movies that almost for whether you're a hardcore quote-unquote Disney fan or not, you need to watch. Spoiler alert. Mary Poppins is on that list. Right? I think you have to. I think everybody should just sort of have to almost see Mary Poppins because I think it represents more than just a Disney film. I think for its for artistic purposes, for songwriting purposes, without a doubt, I think her performance is legendary. So yes. So can somebody please email that to me? Thank you. Brianne Leary, Patrick Jones, you win. As like the Marvel used to say, the no prize. Is it true they'll be giving a 45-minute time limit with the cantina? I believe they did that in Disneyland. I don't know if they'll be doing that in Disney World. I will tell you that they make you pay for your drinks as you order them. So I think they're trying to expedite the process. And I think 45 minutes is enough. Like, I think 45 minutes to an hour is more than enough time in the cantina. I could not, and now mind you, I'm not a barfly. I could not see myself sitting in there all day or for hours at a time. It's just not my thing, right? Like, I know, hypothetically speaking, there are some people that I know who could go to, I don't know, a Disney park and go to a lounge or a club, for lack of a better word, and sit in the bar for hours. That's just not my bag, baby. I would rather, be out. I would rather sit with a blue milk, a water, a thermal detonator Coca-Cola, and sit outside Docking Bay 7 in the covered area and watch the people go by and hear the music and just see what's happening there, as opposed to being inside the cantina. So, but again, it's total personal preference. So, Jeremy, skip episode 1, 2, 3, Last Jedi. I don't know what the other one called. Force Awakens. I mean, you can watch Force Awakens, I guess. Watch Force Awakens, skip Last Jedi, skip Rogue One. They're all dead. I mean, everybody lives at the end of Rogue One anyway, so it doesn't matter. But yeah. Luis Ramos, I believe Apple Dumpling Gang could be on that list. Let's see. Top 10. Let me see. I'm quickly going through. 2 drink max. Yeah, I mean, you're not going to want to drink. You're not going to want to drink more than that. I'm not going to want to drink more than that. Somebody else who might be watching in the box might want to drink more than that. I'm not saying who. I'm not saying who I mean when I say who would like to have more than a 2-drink minimum, but, different strokes for different folks. So, let's see. Joe Dupont is from he's at the Plaza Restaurant. My favorite, do they still have, they have a really good Reuben at the Plaza. You know what, Heather, I didn't take a menu with me, so I don't know how much the Fuzzy Tauntaun is. I don't even, you know what? I don't want to guess because I don't want to give you the wrong number. I don't need 45 minutes in the cantina. I need 45 minutes in Docking Bay 7. Otherwise, I would try and eat everything. That's actually true. Every part of the sentence is really true. So, do I have a September meet of the month? Yes. Do I know when it is? No, not yet. I am in monstrous amounts of catch-up mode over the next few days. That is one of the, I probably won't get to that first, but I promise it's on there. So, Will I be moving to Anaheim and changing the name of the show to WDL Radio when Avengers Campus opens? Mark, I thought about it. And if it wasn't for the traffic in California, I would seriously, I'm not kidding. I would seriously, legitimately think about it. I think San Diego is beautiful. I love the weather. I love the food. I dig it. There's parts of California, the vibe is not me. It's fine. I'm actually I'm an extroverted introvert, so it's fine. I just sort of stay in my little couch and just sort of do my thing. But to be close to Disneyland, to be close to the beach, I would consider it, but it'll probably never happen. So, Stephanie Perry Bullock, it was lovely spending time with you as always. I too, if you could see what this place looks like over here, you would be it. Yeah. Although this is one thing I did get. Actually, this was the favorite thing that I got. I take that back. This was the favorite thing that I got from D23. I completely forgot about this. I've been telling my son literally for years. I've been looking for. I don't wear hats a lot, especially except if I'm just running out. I've been looking for just a simple black Spider-Man hat with just a simple logo. I don't want the things on the brim and all that nonsense. And they deliver with that, with the so incredibly cool web logo. So I'm digging it. I'm feeling it. This is the coolest thing that I brought back from D23 Expo. So show email said, thank you very much, Becky Menken from MEI and Mouse Fan Travel for all your vacation planning and Expo booth needs. So I should consider October 11th for the October meet. I will tell you that that's almost 100% guaranteed that that's not going to happen, only because I'm going to be, actually, I can guarantee it because I'm going to be in Japan. So it is not, October is going to be rough because I've got momentum and then I've got October could be a tough one. So I don't have it here, but, wait a minute. I take that back. I do. I completely forgot. The Fuzzy Tauntaun is $15. Thank you, Jenny Morrison. So I want to thank Lisa and Amanda because they both bought me, Lisa bought me the white Spider-Man web shirt, and then Amanda's like, I'm in the parks. Would you like me to pick one up for you? I'm like, yes. As a matter of fact, I would. So I've got the blue web shirt. I've got the white web shirt. I've got my web hat. I'm super excited. I should probably take this off at some point, but yeah, you're not used to. I know I don't wear hats ever, except if I'm sort of unshowered. All right, I'll take the hat off. It's obviously throwing you off. Let's see. Give me Food and Wine to see Taylor Dane. I'm going to be at Food and Wine. I can tell you I will be at Food and Wine on September 14th. Yes, September 14th-ish, I think. All right, let's see. Yeah, meet up in Hollywood Studios October 20th. I will still be in Japan, which I can't wait for, by the way. Let's see. That's 3 citrus swirls. What is a tauntaun? Says Kelly. All right, so Kelly, you need to go back and watch Empire Strikes Back. In the first 11 minutes, you will find out what a tauntaun. It's a bipedal, furry creature with little horns that, unfortunately, well, I won't spoil it for you, but it's a lovely little creature. So Dave, I've actually seen the superhero exhibit in Seattle when it was at Mopop. I'm actually trying to get up to Philly somehow. Maybe do a speaking event up there and then do a meetup at the Marvel exhibit because I dig it so very much. If you are in the Philadelphia tri-state, quad state, Deca state area, make your way out because it is that good. So when does it close, Dave Jules? And Dave, if I come up, we'll go to Harold's and Edison and get some of those big delicious sandwiches. I was hoping September Meets of the Month will be close to the end of the month. Blah, blah, blah. Well, that's yeesh. I've got Momentum the last weekend of the month, and I'll be in Indy the weekend before that. Yikes. Not quite sure. We might do a midweek meet of the month for September. Let's try and make that happen. So, yeah, I would love to get up to see it in Philly. Please come to Philly and I can skip a day of work. Cat LaForgia, I could try to do it. Help me find a speaking gig and make it even easier. This way I can justify it for business purposes to get up there. So, and Dave Jules, ready for Harold's anytime. Was that the first? No, it wasn't the first. Was it the first time I met you? Was it when I did the meet up there and then we went to Harold's? Like, isn't we went to Harold's like one day and then Rainforest Cafe another? I don't remember. Are they going to do Star Wars parades and shows outside of Galaxy's Edge? Mike, I think time is going to tell what's going to happen to things like Launch Bay in Star Wars. I believe the Star Wars fireworks are still going to continue for the foreseeable future, so I assume that they will continue Star Wars-related things outside of Galaxy's Edge proper. So, Matthew, I dig me a good matzo ball soup. I'm just saying. Dave, that was a long time ago. Harold's was what? I don't even remember what year that was. 2000 and... you probably know better than I do. So, Craig Hargrove, have a good night. Rob James says, find your way to Dallas. I'll give you a Tex-Mex tour that you'll never forget. Food lovers unite. You had me at Tex-Mex tour. Again, I speak about a lot of different topics in everything from schools to corporate events to conferences. You help me find the speaking gig, I'll buy you dinner. How's that? You help me book a speaking gig in wherever you want me to come to, and I'll buy you dinner, lunch, and or both. So, Harold is still there. Yeah, it's been a long time. That's all I miss about Jersey is the food. So, but all right, it is almost 9:00. It is a school night. You guys have to get ready for bed. Let me just quickly go over a couple of last-minute reminders. First of all, again, like I said earlier, don't tell Becky I said this, but part of the reason why I use them and I recommend them is because of the people that are there, not just Becky, but the people that she surrounds herself with. It's who I would trust to recommend to you no matter where it is that you're going. Even if, dare I say, it's a non-Disney destination, they can help you with that too. The staff genuinely cares about every single... There isn't, like Disney, there are no VIP clients because every client is a VIP. So just don't tell her I said nice things about Mouse Fan Travel. But tell them that Lou sent you because Becky doesn't believe that anybody does it. When is the WDW Cruise on the Wish? That conversation, Maureen, is already starting. Just so you know. What else? Don't forget, too, that if you are interested or know somebody that would be interested in Momentum, September 28th and 29th in Walt Disney World. Oh, by the way, Food and Wine is going on, and you can save $100. Take a screenshot. Share this in your favorite group with a friend on Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, wherever it might be. As of earlier today, I believe we had 15 or 14 seats left. I believe those are probably going to go in the next week or so. You're also free to share that code as well. And don't forget, too, Steve Schussler is going to be one of, I haven't announced our other keynote. Hey, my thing just froze. Our other speaker is somebody that I actually met at Expo years ago. And I love this person's story. They walk the walk. They built it from nothing and are going to show you how and what they built. I'm not going to give it away just yet, but I am super excited to have this person come and join us. I think that's it. What else did I forget? Oh, don't forget, we actually still have, Becky, what do we got? 2 spots left for New Orleans. listen, it's a good primer for the Wish. It's a good primer for some of the other stuff that we've got going on, and it's a lot of fun, and we're going to spend some time in New Orleans beforehand, so you're definitely going to want to, if you can, I promise you, nobody has more fun on these cruises than we do. So, again, I want to thank you for letting me do and share what I love with you. Thank you for everybody who spent 5 minutes, 5 hours, 5 days over the past week at Expo and Galaxy's Edge with me. I love these events because I really do feel as though you are there with me, and it is a privilege and an honor that you are willing to share and spend your time with me through these things and sort of live vicariously. I want to bring these experiences to you best that I can. If there's something that you want to see me do or cover or eat, yay, just let me know. And if I can help you anyway, please, please, please let me know as well. I think that's going to do it for this week's show. As they say in Batu, rising moons to the spires, bright suns. Good luck to anybody and everybody heading out to Batu over this weekend, as well as the Epcot International Food and Wine Festival. Don't forget to please, by the way, tell your friends, be part of the WDW Radio Nation, find out how you can get some cool exclusive rewards every single month. And if you're not a member of our Box People group, more importantly, it's more than a group. It's more than a community. I've said for years that you're not a fan. I hate that word. I hate that word fan. You're not a fan. You're a friend. I think I might have even had that wrong too. You're not a fan. You're more than a friend. You're family. And I mean that. And I appreciate you more than you know every single day. I love you. Have a good night.